Welcome to Holy Heroes Lenten Adventure. I'm Margaret, one of your guides. This Sunday is Laetare Sunday, so the priest wears robes. One of the reasons that the church gives us a Laetare Sunday is to remind us that we are more than halfway through Lent. We can see the light of Easter at the end of the Lenten tunnel. It is also a time when we should check and see how we're doing with the Lenten sacrifices and penances. Here's our sacrifice bean jar. We've been putting a bean in each time we made a sacrifice. And here's our crown of thorns. We've been pulling out toothpicks and they're almost all gone.
The rest of the video is about the gospel on Sunday. This Sunday in the gospel, Jesus heals a blind man and again tells us he is the Son of God.
As Jesus passed by, he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Jesus answered, "Neither he nor his parents sinned. It is so the works of God might be made visible through him." When he had said this, he spat on the ground and made clay with saliva, and smeared the clay on his eyes, and said to him, "Go wash in the pool of Siloam," which means sent. So the blind man went and washed, and came back, able to see. His neighbors and those who had seen him earlier as a beggar said, "Isn't this the one who used to sit and beg?" Some said, "It is," but others said, "No, he just looks like him." He said, "I am." So his neighbors said to him, "How are your eyes opened?" He replied, "The man called Jesus made clay and anointed my eyes and told me, 'Go to Siloam and wash.' So I went there and washed and was able to see." They brought the one who was once blind to the Pharisees. Now, Jesus had made clay and opened his eyes on a Sabbath. So the Pharisees also asked him how he was able to see. He said to them, "He put clay on my eyes, and I washed, and now I can see." So some of the Pharisees said, "This man is not from God, because he does not keep the Sabbath." But others said, "How can a sinful man do such signs?" Now, the Jews did not believe that he had been blind and gained his sight, until they summoned the parents of the one who had gained his sight. They asked them, "Is this your son, who you say was born blind? How does he now see?" His parents answered and said, "We know that this is our son, and that he was born blind. We do not know how he sees now, nor do we know who opened his eyes. Ask him. He is of age. He can speak for himself." So a second time they called the man who had been blind and said to him, "Give God the praise. We know that this man is a sinner." He replied, "We know that God does not listen to sinners, but if one is devout and does his will, God listens to him. It is unheard of that anyone ever opened the eyes of a person born blind. If this man were not from God, he would not be able to do anything." They answered and said to him, "You were born totally in sin, and are you trying to teach us?" Then they threw him out. When Jesus heard that they had thrown him out, he found him and said, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" He answered and said, "Who is he, sir, that I may believe in him?" Jesus said to him, "You have seen him. The one speaking with you is he." He said, "I do believe, Lord," and he worshipped him. Then Jesus said, "I came into this world for judgment, so that those who do not see might see, and those who do see might become blind."